Hello, this is just a very quick session on Excel with a few shortcuts which might be useful when you're formatting your data. You can see I've got a spreadsheet here, and the first thing I'm going to do is add some totals to these columns. So if I click on the cell here, rather than starting to type equal and typing in the formula myself, what I can do is press the Alt key and the equal sign on my keyboard, and that knows that I'm trying to sum up the column above. I just have to hit enter to apply that formula to the cell. And then drag that across, and we've totaled all those numbers. So that was just with the Alt and the equals key. Now these figures are all currency, so to format them I can select them all. Then I can use Control and the dollar key, so that's Control Shift 4, and you can see that's added a pound sign to all of those and formatted them as currency. Just make these columns a little bit bigger. You can also do similar to format as percentages, so if I select these figures here and use the Control and percent key, so it's Control, Shift and 5, that will change those to percentages. If you have a very big spreadsheet, you can use Control with the arrow key to move to the ends of each row or column that you're looking at. So if I was in the middle of a spreadsheet and here, and I can click Control with the up arrow, it would take me to the top of that column. Control to the right to the end, Control down to the final figure. So that can be useful if you've got a really big spreadsheet. Another thing which can be useful if you have been given a spreadsheet that's got lots of formula in it is to use the Control and the acute accent key, which you'll find to the left of the number row on your keyboard. And when you press those together, you'll see that it shows you any formula that are on the spreadsheet. So that can be useful if you're trying to see what's been entered directly into a spreadsheet and where formula have been used to calculate figures. So to switch that view back off again, it's the Control and the acute key. Another useful technique can be to highlight certain data. So if we wanted to highlight any figures in here which were above or below certain amounts, what we can do is use conditional formatting. So you select the area that you want to look at and use this select conditional formatting up here. And if we use highlight cell rules, there are lots of different options in here, but if we choose this one, so I can choose anything less than, it's suggesting a figure here to me. If I put in 100, you can see it's going to highlight anything which is less than £100 in it. And there are options here for the colours. So if I choose that one, and then if I also want to highlight high numbers, I can select it. Use conditional formatting and highlight cells greater than, and then here. Obviously we don't want to highlight with red as well, so if we choose green, there we go. If I don't like the format in there because I've highlighted too many as green and I want to change the threshold, I can go into conditional formatting, manage rules, and here click edit rule, change that value to something higher such as 800, click OK, OK, and now you can see I've highlighted in green anything over 800 and anything under 100 is highlighted as red.